Ta-da! Hey there, howdy there, ho there. Hey, this is a part 2 to this, and I may even do a part 3. Depends on how I'm feeling. I'm home alone. See, shit happens when you leave the Beer Whisperer home alone. But I am being productive. You know, I worked around the house all day, and and I've got dinner almost done. So I feel good about relaxing, having a beer, doing a video. Oh, excuse me. There's a burp. Excuse me. Anyways, and it's easier to do these when I'm home alone. So, I'm going to pour a little more here. This is a part 2. In my New Holland glass. And again, I ain't pouring for shit for some reason, but that is a nice head. This thing is interesting. I said I was talking about a little before on the other one. You know, you do get some almost port wine-like notes on it. You ever drink port wine? I love port wine, but you get these big port wine-like notes on this thing. Very fruity. See if I can read this. Brewed with a delicate balance of noble hops, roasted malts, and spices. This is a remarkably smooth and wonderfully complex. I went Oriental there for a second. Complex. Oh, Lord have mercy. It doesn't say what spices are used. I was trying to find that. Because I do get cinnamon. I do get some nutmeg in there. I'm curious what they actually do use to what I am tasting. It is smooth, you know. I like to use the word smooth. Use smooth when I'm talking about whiskeys. You know, I love to drink whiskeys. Certain whiskeys are just, a cheaper whiskey is going to be a little harsher and burn. Good whiskey will just kind of just melt on your palate. Strong beers are the same way. I know there is that school that doesn't like big ABV beers because they feel they could taste the alcohol too much. I don't know. I kind of like big ABV beers, to be honest with you. But again, it has to be a good one. I'm not talking about high gravity, malt liquor type ales. I'm talking about a finely crafted brew, much like this one. And like I said in my other video, if you watch that, I call this a fireplace beer. I mean, it is something smooth that you can sit and enjoy. Oh, smooth out of centerfold's coochie, I tell you. But anyway, I digress. Beer Whisperer is colorful. Anyway, I try not to cuss. Sometimes I go over the edge. I used to say that, I go right to the edge and then I blow it up. And my son says, no, you don't blow it up. You go right to the edge and you dance on it. You know where you should stop, but you just keep going. That's probably true. I think he's correct. Yeah, I do taste. I do taste. I do. Excuse me for going Yoda on you for a second. Cinnamon I taste. Nutmeg, yes. Excuse me. The 80s were very good to me. I never know what I'm going to do next. Even I don't know what I'm going to say next, to be honest with you. Yeah, I do taste cinnamon and nutmeg going back to the beer, but I digress. Back to the beer, yes. Cinnamon and nutmeg, I certainly do go with these flavors. Yeah, they're right. It is a beer that opens up as it warms. I do like to start with a chill on just about everything. Because I like to see, I like to see it evolve. I like to taste it evolve, see what happens. I'm not necessarily talking about, freezing the bejesus out of it. You know what I'm saying? Light American lagers, you do want to get extremely cold. I mean, like this far from freezing. But a beer like this, I mean, they say 53, but yeah, I mean, you probably don't want to start with it colder than 40 anyway. If you have a cellar, this is a beer you'd want to keep in your cellar where it's kind of, cool all the time. Oh. See, even as it sits here in my glass, I don't even know how to describe it to you. As it sits here in my glass, the aromas are opening up even more, as well as the flavors. Whew. Trying to get everything there. Wow. Yeah, I mean, like I said before, I mean, I'm almost getting these port wine like flavors on it. It's very interesting. I'm getting spiciness, almost like you would get in a mulled wine. You know what I'm saying? Of course, I'm not drinking this warm like you would typically drink a mulled wine. But yeah, I'm getting those same flavors. I don't know if I would do this to that because I think that might kill it. But yeah, I mean, if you know what I'm talking about as far as the flavor profile, it's kind of it's very similar to a mulled wine. You know, sometimes you worry about a beer like this. A lot of times, if it's done wrong, beers like this with the high ABV that are big, strong ales that are big and fruity tend to get syrupy, and they tend to get cloying after a while. They will gradually feel sweeter and sweeter as you go. Uh, and like I said, they'll just get syrupy sweet on you. This one does not, and actually finishes slightly dry, which I find interesting because you usually don't get that from a brew like this. The carbonation is such that you get that little bit of spiciness on the tip of your tongue, and although you do have those other flavors going on, it doesn't have that lazy finish that a beer like this could have if they've made a mistake or two. What I'm saying by all that nonsense is that I'm telling you that I think this thing was done very well. I think it is very well crafted. I think it's very tasty, and I like it. Yay! Anyway, yeah. I'm kind of the clown prince of the brew review game. It's kind of my shtick at this point. Somebody referred to me once as America's favorite goofball drunk. I mean, not enough of America knows who I am to claim that title. And that title would really belong to guys like Foster Brooks and Red Skelton. Those guys are amazing. But then again, I'm a guy who I say funny things every once in a while. But I'm not trying to be a goofball all the time. It's just kind of my nature. But I'm about the beer. A lot of people are doing straight ahead stuffy reviews. I don't really want to do a brew review. I just kind of want to tell you about the beer and tell you how it makes me feel. That's kind of what I'm doing. Oh, that's good. Oh, excuse me. Uh, this is very likable. I am going to do a part 3 because I don't want to make you watch, I would like to get as many viewers as possible, and I think I'm stretching to get you to watch 10 minutes of me because I'm not that easy on the eyes. I am fully aware of my, you know. But yeah, I got to tell you, as this thing is set, as it's warmed up, it actually is improving in a lot of ways. It's actually getting bigger, so it's going to depend on what you're looking for. You might want it colder if you want it to go down easier. But yeah, this thing is really opening up, so I'm really looking forward to my next class. So this is the Beer Whisperer. Yeah, it's not like I'm trying to slam either, because I poured the glass. It was probably about here once the head went down. And we've gone through just about 10 minutes, so it's not like I'm trying to slam here. But I do want to give you kind of a good representation as it goes through the bottle. So, hey, how about that? We're moving along! Woo!